So when you go back, man, and you think Lil E back to March 26, 1995, obviously the world, me, everybody here that knew your dad, sudden death and shocked with Eazy. I mean, I lost my mom, so I know those emotions for me losing my mom. What was those emotions and going through you as a young man, realizing not only your father, but iconically one of, if not the biggest rap superstar at the time, was no longer with us?
Yeah, it was, I was numb for a while to not even, really have an emotion of what was actually going on, because it was so much. Like, you got to think as a kid, we got like 3 or 4 calls that they pulled a plug or this happened before it actually really happened. So, you know what I mean? And my grandmother would be at the hospital. I went to the hospital when he had his surgery, and he, they did the leakage of his lungs, and they did all that, and then he stopped talking, which, as a kid, my only vivid memory when people ask me that is standing there grabbing him, talking to him, and him trying to talk to me, and me and him just crying, and he's trying to, and he can, but he,
Yeah, they kind of like paralyzed his body.
Yeah.
You feel
Once they did the surgery.
So he was grabbing my hand and he was squeezing it, and again, that's the only visual that I have left of my father the last time, and he just, tears rolling down his eyes, and I'm sitting there looking at him, and I'm just crying. And he was alive for about a week, more after that, and then I just got a call, and this is probably the 3rd call that he's not with us no more. And I'm at his older brother, my uncle's house, and I was just stuck. I thought about my sister more so, you know what I mean? The girls, they were kind of going a little crazy, and it didn't hit me until maybe, you got to think, we buried him April 7th, 1995. I turned 11 April 23rd. So when something that and it's just being real, is like, you turning 11, and every year for 10 straight years, here he come after work, and he gonna pick me up and we gonna go somewhere. And it just hit me like, damn, he really gone. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my pops, not with me, you feel what I mean? And from that point on, and that's why I turned to the streets. That's why I turned to a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
I always had a lot of stuff built up inside of me that I was just raging with, which, we don't get therapy. We didn't have therapy.
Yeah.
Most kids, technically, with that much money and a daddy, they get therapy and, get to cope with what's going on. I didn't.
Yeah.
It had to be an instant, just get on, put your chest up and go. So I had a lot of anger built inside of me.
When you heard, because it's obviously, there's a lot of rumors about the complications of why he died, how he died, all of those sort of things. And one of the main things, because I actually watched the documentary, I think it's on Hulu, might be on Hulu, not long ago, before I even thought about doing this with you guys, because I'm from LA, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
About the AIDS complications. How did that affect your grieving process? Because there's so much being said, whether it's true, not true, where it came from, how I got there, all of those things.
It again, like I say, no therapy came, because now as all of the kids, we don't trust nothing.
Yeah.
He was killed.
Yeah.
He had this, it was 3 or 4 different times where somebody was on the floor that wasn't supposed to be on the floor.
Yeah.
A doctor is on the floor that ain't supposed to be on the floor. A doctor is over here, ain't supposed to. People on the roof trying to come. It's high security, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when he passed away, it's like for years when you become a man, oh, now they don't know what happened with this doctor and autopsy. He was bigger than Lucille Ball at Cedars-Sinai.
Yeah.
Had the most visitors and all that, you know what I mean? So as a kid, I don't trust nothing. I don't know, you know what I mean? My mind is going everywhere. So then as far as, like you say, where we come from inner city, that's just gonna torment the kid to act all kind of just messed up. You feel what I'm saying? So we didn't really know nothing. You know what I mean? My grandmother saying, hey, he has what Magic Johnson has. Now I'm sitting there saying myself as a kid, well, he got more money than Magic Johnson, so how is he still alive?
Yeah.
And my daddy not.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of things don't sit right with me.
Yeah.
As I get to high school, I studied and learned about that disease so much. I'm an AIDS activist. I just left Arizona going to speak for kids. I did write-up in different countries, you feel what I'm saying, in Ghana, on, educating individuals about this, that is still killing a lot of us, black and brown, you feel what I'm saying, whatever ways you want to call this disease. So I learned so much about it, because I was like, man, I just wanted to attack and find out so much about this thing that supposedly so-called, quote unquote, took my father.